So let us do another example. Find the open interval on which y equals to x root under 16 minus x square is increasing or decreasing, right? So because see, you know, the domain of this function is not all real numbers, right? Because there is a root under, so there are only certain values of x that makes the root under the quantity under the root positive. Okay, the other values of x will give you negative. So let's find out the domain. What is the domain first? Okay, so here the domain is basically domain is, see, if you solve this inside the root, you will get x equals to positive 4 and negative 4. So anything outside the positive 4 and negative 4 will make this number bigger than 16, and that will give you negative number on the root. So the domain is, see here, domain is negative 4 to positive 4, right? So when you find out the critical numbers, you will list only those critical numbers that lies between negative 4 and positive 4. Okay, you will list only those. All right. So, and when you draw the number line, you will do between negative 4 and positive 4 as well. Only between negative 4 and positive 4. Outside, the function is not defined. That's why. Okay, so what we do next is we find out that we follow that step. Find out f prime of x. What is f prime of x? It is the product rule, right? So it is kind of, you can see that it is like f times g, right? So what is the derivative of f times g? It is f prime is 1 times g is 16 minus x squared. You see that? And then plus f prime. So f times g prime, right? It is f prime times g plus f times g prime. Meaning f is x times g prime. What is g? G is 16 minus x squared to the 1/2. And you are finding the prime of this, right? Prime, the derivative of that. You see? So when you find out the derivative, you can take this as u to the 1/2, right? U to the 1/2. So what is the derivative of u to the 1/2? Let me write down that. So 1 times 16 minus x squared is 16 minus x squared, right? And then plus x times. What is the derivative of u to the u prime? U prime is nu n minus 1, right? So, sorry, u to the 1/2 prime. So it will be 1/2 n, u is 16 minus x squared, and then n minus 1, 1/2 minus 1 times u prime. What is u prime? The u is 16 minus x squared, so prime of that is 0 minus 2x, will be negative 2x. That's what you get. You see that? And this 2 divided by 2 will be just 1. Okay. So what is left is, let me write down that, root under 16 minus x squared. And there is positive x times negative x will be minus x squared times, what is that? 16 minus x squared to the negative 1/2, right? I want to move this to the bottom to make it positive 1/2. So 16 minus x squared minus x squared over root under 16 minus x squared. You see that? Why did I do that? Because this will go to the denominator with positive 1/2 in the exponent. Anything with positive 1/2 in the exponent is the root. Okay. Now I want to combine these two. How do I combine? This is just basically, there is 1 in the denominator, right? So how do I combine that? Is basically root under 16 minus x squared. Okay. And then you do the cross multiplication, right? So it is this times that will be 16 minus x squared root times root 16 minus x squared, just 16 minus x squared minus x squared times 1 is x squared. So basically you got 16 minus 2x squared, right? 2x squared over root under 16 minus x squared. So I want to find out the critical points. To find out the critical points, you set that f prime of x equals to 0. And then find out where f prime of x is undefined. F prime of x is undefined if x equals to plus 4 and minus 4, right? So you can see the critical numbers are, to find critical numbers, you do f prime equals to 0 implies 16 minus 2x squared over 16 minus x squared equals to 0. Okay, you multiply both sides by 16 minus x squared, root 16 minus x squared. So let me write down this a little bit further away. So what you do here is you are basically multiplying by 16 minus x squared times 16 minus x squared times 16 minus x squared. So this whole thing will be 0, right? This will be 0. That and that will cancel out. You see that? So what is left is 16 minus 2x squared equals to 0. Now add 2x squared on both sides. What do you get? Plus 2x squared plus 2x squared implies 16 equals to 2x squared, right? So what do you get? Divide by 2. You see that? Let's divide by 2. Divide by 2. What do you get? This implies x squared equals to 8. So what is the value of x? You take the root on both sides. You get x equals to plus and minus root 8. Do you know how to write 8 in the product form? It is basically plus minus. You can write 2 times 2 times 2, right? But for these two under the root, you can take 1, 2 out. So it will be plus minus 2 square root of 2. Is this critical point lies inside between negative 4 and positive 4? The answer is yes. Because root 2 means 1.41 times 2 will be 3 point something or 2 point something. So it falls plus minus, that will fall between negative 4 and positive 4. Okay. So what are the other critical numbers? So at x equals to negative 4 and positive 4, f prime is not defined, right? So the critical numbers are plus minus 2 root 2 and then plus minus 4. These are the critical numbers. You see that? So it was long work. I mean the more work for the critical to find out the critical numbers, right? That happens sometimes. So what we do next is we draw a line and mark those values. When you draw the line though, you don't have to draw outside negative 4 and positive 4 because the domain is negative 4 and positive 4 only, right? So this is one critical number, right? Let me use different color for that. So this is one critical number. Another critical number is negative 2 root 2. Another critical number is positive 2 root 2. And the another critical number is 4, right? Let me write down those. Negative 4, negative 2 root 2, positive 2 root 2, and then positive 4. So what is your f prime? F prime is that quantity, right? So let me write down f prime here. I want to write f prime equals to 16 minus 2x square divided by root under 16 minus x square. Okay, so I don't have space to make a table, but what I want to do is I want to pick a test point. Pick a test point here. What is negative 2 root 2? How much is that value? Let me find out the number for negative 2 times root 2 is basically 2 times square root of 2. It's basically 2.82. So basically this value is negative 2.82. Negative 2.82. This is positive 2.82. I want to know how much is that number definitively so that I can pick a test point in the middle there, right? So I want to pick a test point. So let's pick a test point negative 3. And between negative 2 root 2 and 2 root 2, I want to pick a test point at 0. You can pick any number, but pick a whole number so that it will be easy to plug in f prime, right? Because we will have to pick a test point, test value, and then plug it into the f prime and find the sign of f prime, right? In that way, you will decide decreasing and increasing interval. And on this one, I want to pick positive 3. Okay? Let's plug in the test point in the f prime and then look at the sign. See that? Let me plug in the test point there. If I plug in the test point negative 3, what do I get? It will be 16 minus, you can use calculator or just do by hand, it is not bad. 16 minus 2 times negative 3 square. Negative 3 square will be positive 9, right? Positive 9 times 2 will be 18. So 16 minus 18, you will get negative sign on the top. On the bottom, 16 minus 3 square is 9. 16 minus 9, negative 3 square of negative 3 is positive 9. So 16 minus 9 is 7. So you will get a positive sign on the bottom and negative sign on the top. So negative over positive will be negative. So it will be minus, 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 minus. In this piece, it will be negative. So it is decreasing piece. Okay. How about here? Plug in 0. 16 minus 2 times 0 is 16 minus 0 is 16 over 16 minus 0 is root 16. So it is positive over positive. So it will be plus, 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 plus. Okay. Now how about here on this piece? Plug in 3 again. So 16 minus 2 times 3 square is 9. So 16 minus 18, right? It will be negative and this will be positive. 16 minus 9 will be positive. So negative over positive is again negative. So what is your final answer? Let me write down the final answer here because I am running out of space. So final answer I want to write down here. Okay. So what is the increasing interval? Increasing is the interval where it is positive, and the question is asking the open interval, right? So I would write negative 2 root 2 comma positive 2 root 2, right? This is where it is increasing. And what is the decreasing interval? Decreasing will be the piece where it has negative sign. So negative 4 through negative 2 root 2, and then union, or you can separate by comma. Okay, union and 2 root 2 through 4, 2 root 2 through 4 open. So you can separate that by comma, or you can write union. So both of them should work. It depends on what the online homework asks. Okay, I'm okay with both of those. All right. So this is the decreasing interval because it has the negative sign. So you can make a table like this, or you can just work on the horizontal line and find the sign and then see that. Okay, you can see where it is increasing and decreasing depending on the sign. So if the sign of f prime is positive, then it is increasing. If the sign of f prime is negative, then it is decreasing. For the positive sign, it is increasing. For the negative sign, it is decreasing. Okay, so we will see a couple more examples.